The stranger at my hotel door. It was supposed to be just another business trip. A night in a hotel, a few meetings, and then back home. I never expected it to turn into the most terrifying experience of my life. I checked into my hotel late past midnight, thanks to a delayed flight. The lobby was mostly empty, save for the tired receptionist who barely looked up as she handed me my keycard. Room 314, third floor. I was exhausted, barely able to keep my eyes open as I dragged my suitcase down the dimly lit hallway. The carpet muffled my footsteps, the only sound being the distant hum of an ice machine. The place was eerily quiet, but at that moment, all I wanted was a bed. I reached my room, swiped the card, and stepped inside. The air was cool, the bed neatly made, the faint scent of hotel cleaning products lingering in the air. I locked the door, checked the bathroom, and tossed my suitcase onto the chair before collapsing onto the bed. Just one night, I told myself. Then I'd be gone. But sleep didn't come easily. I don't know what woke me first, the distant creak of the hallway floorboards, or the feeling that something was off. My room was dark except for the sliver of light creeping in from beneath the door, and then I saw it. A shadow. Someone was standing right outside my door. At first, I thought I was imagining it, just paranoia mixed with exhaustion. But then, the doorknob rattled. I bolted upright, my breath catching in my throat. Someone was trying to get in. The knob twisted, then shook violently. Whoever it was, they weren't just checking to see if the door was locked, they were trying to force it open. I grabbed my phone, hands shaking as I fumbled to turn on the flashlight. My heart pounded against my ribs. I crept toward the peephole, holding my breath as I peeked through. Nothing. But I knew someone was there. A low whisper came from the other side of the door, a voice I didn't recognize. I couldn't make out the words, but the tone sent a shiver down my spine. It wasn't a friendly voice. It wasn't someone who had simply gotten the wrong room. It was deliberate, calculated. Then, suddenly, the whispering stopped. The hallway was silent again, the only sound being the faint hum of the hotel's air conditioning. But I didn't feel safe. I stood frozen, staring at the door, waiting for something else to happen. Was he still there? Was he waiting for me to open the door? Minutes passed. Then, a knock. Soft at first, then harder. I clenched my jaw, willing myself not to make a sound. I knew the second I responded, the second I acknowledged that I was in the room, it would get worse. The knocking continued, growing more insistent, more forceful. I backed away, my breath coming in short, shallow gasps. I reached for the hotel phone, dialing the front desk with trembling fingers. Hello? I kept my voice low. There's someone outside my door. They're trying to get in. The receptionist sounded half asleep. Are you sure, sir? The door handle jerked violently. Yes, send security now. She must have heard the panic in my voice because suddenly she was alert. Stay in your room, sir. Someone's on their way. I didn't hang up. I couldn't. I needed to hear another human voice, to remind myself that help was coming. Then, something slipped under the door. A piece of paper. I hesitated before crouching down, my hands still shaking as I picked it up. No writing, no message. Just a single deep red fingerprint smeared across the page. My stomach twisted into knots. What the hell was happening? Seconds later, I heard footsteps, running footsteps down the hallway. Then silence. I didn't dare open the door until I heard the firm knock of security minutes later. When I finally unlocked the door, 2 hotel security guards stood outside, looking around the empty hallway. There was no sign of the man, no sign of anything except that blood-stained paper still clenched in my hand. They checked the security footage. Nothing. No man. No shadow. No evidence that anyone had been there at all. I didn't sleep that night. I packed my bags and left the moment the sun came up. I never got an explanation. I never found out who was at my door. But sometimes, when I stay in a hotel, I wake up in the middle of the night and I swear I hear knocking. The story didn't end there. When I got home, I tried to shake it off, chalk it up to exhaustion and an overactive imagination. But the nightmares began almost immediately. Night after night, I would dream of that hallway, of the shadow standing outside my door, of the whispering that never seemed to fade. One night, I woke up drenched in sweat, heart pounding, and checked my phone. There was a new message. No number, no name, just an image. It was a picture of my apartment door. Someone had followed me home. The knocking started the next night.